Hello Pisces, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for June. We're looking forward to the week ahead, my friends. How are you doing, my two fishes friends? Thank you so much for clicking here, my water family. Let's do a 9-card draw and find out what's coming up for you. Pisces, private readings are open and I am caught up. So if you're interested in that, I'll talk about that at the end of the video. I'll also tell you where to find the extendeds if you're interested in that. Let's talk about you, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What is coming up for my beautiful Pisces? Tell me what is going on for Pisces. Pisces, we have the Ten of Swords. Why is that? We have the Four of Pentacles. And we have the Emperor. Pisces, I feel like you've been holding back from making a really big decision in your life. And I think that the reason that you've been holding back from making the big decision, taking control of your life, your power, stepping into your Emperor energy, taking control of this, I feel the reason that you've been holding back or not making the decision is because you know that it's going to hurt some people. You know that it's going to, there's going to be people in your life who feel betrayed by your decision to take your own power back or do something by yourself. Look, the Emperor is somebody who makes unilateral decisions about the empire they're building because they know what's best for them. Taking action individually or unilaterally, I think, is what you're about to do. It feels like you're pulling in all of your energy and taking it and placing it in wherever you want to place it, instead of other people around you saying, no, don't do that. Don't move. Don't leave the place where you're working. It feels like you're getting a lot of input from people who have no business giving you input. Because please understand that people give you advice based on what they think is best for themselves, not best for you. It's what they would do in the situation. So they're not giving you any information about what is best for you. That's why intuition is so important. So I feel like the reason you've been holding back is so as to not betray people or make them feel as though they're betrayed. Let's get this straight. I don't think you're betraying anyone. You certainly should not be betraying yourself. We've got the Two of Pentacles. So here we are. And I feel like with the 4 and the 2, that does tell me that there are people in your life who provide you with friendship or reciprocal energy. You're on good terms with everybody. It almost feels like you are walking on the fence here, Pisces, but you're going to have to make a decision about what side you're on. And I think you're going to be on your own side from here. We've got the 3 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, it does feel like you're not going to wait anymore. I feel like this is something that's probably coming up quite soon, going into June, quite likely. Look, we have a blue moon at the end of May, the 30th, right? And this is a moon that is, full moons are about releasing things. And so I feel like what you're doing is absolving yourself of how other people are going to perceive you or how they choose to feel because you make a decision to take your power back or to build your own empire, making your own decisions. When I see the 3 of Wands in the reverse, I'm not waiting for the ships to come in. I just got to get it done. I have to start working on my future. But I do think that this is something you've been holding back from and in the bit of a wobble because you know that there are consequences here. And I feel that you've been trying to avoid the consequences, but you can't please everybody and please yourself. The King of Swords is in the reverse. Very interesting, because when the King of Swords is in the reverse, there's a few things going on. This person's not ready to face it. They're also, maybe I don't have enough information. Maybe I don't have all the details. Maybe I shouldn't, you know what I mean? It's like maybe I shouldn't, maybe, like it feels like these are all the excuses for not taking back your power and not standing up and saying, no, I'm the one that's in control here and I don't necessarily agree with your point of view, and I'm just going to tell you outright that I don't agree with the advice you're giving me. I don't agree with your point of view. I need to do what I need to do for me. Tell me more. We've got the 4 of Cups, we've got the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the Queen of Swords. So there's going to be a sword fight, friend. That's what it feels like. I feel as though you are going to try and be as diplomatic as you can be because the Queen of Swords has just shown up. It feels like you're going to try and be as diplomatic as you can be. I feel like you are whatever you're about to say or do, you have all the information for it. So it feels like with the King of Swords in the reverse, maybe this is, they're really going to give it to me verbally. Somebody here is going to try and eviscerate me verbally. But I feel like with the Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, I feel like you've got all the receipts. Like, I don't think that you need to explain yourself, but I feel like you will explain yourself to people who give you reciprocal energy. And we've got the Four of Cups. So I feel like you are doing something that you've already got the plans for. It feels like you've already got the blueprint. You know what you're going to do. You know how you're going to do it. But it feels like now you have to tell the people in your life. And I don't think you have to, but I feel like you feel obliged to. These are people who have given you reciprocal energy in your life. These are people who have helped you when you were in the wobble. But I feel like you've held back as long as you can now. You're going to say whatever you've got to say in the most diplomatic way. And when they come back to you, but you don't have all the details, you'll say, nah, bro, I do. I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. I'm being honest with myself. And now because I'm being honest with myself, I've got to be honest with you. We're going to put down 2 cards here, Pisces, to see what is waiting for you under the surface after you step into your Emperor energy here. We've got the 6 of Wands and we've got the 4 of Wands. So I feel like this is something that is way outside your comfort zone. It feels like you have been in a comfortable place of, I don't think you're doing what you're told, Pisces, because I've never met a Pisces that did, but I feel like you just don't want to rock the boat, is what it feels like. You don't know who can swim, and you don't want to rock the boat. So it feels like what's going on underneath the surface here is that whatever you're about to do, build the empire, stand up, take your power back, whatever it is, people are going to be cheering you on, but guess what? I don't think it's people that know you. I think it's people who are like, yeah, I love to see when people are in their passion, right? Leo energy. I love to see when people are getting a lot of attention for the thing that they love. It's going to be people that you probably don't know that you meet along the way. And that is what is going to make you realize that you are in this place of stability and celebration. It feels like you are finally dropping some sort of a burden that you've been carrying about not wanting to step outside the line or color outside the lines because somebody might feel offended about it, and it's people that you know. So we've got 6 and 4, which is 10 wands, and it does feel like you're about to unload some sort of a burden you've been carrying because you're about to step out as the emperor here. And the thing is that if you step out as the emperor, it feels like other people feel as though well, Pisces feels like they're better than us then, I guess. Hey, I guess they don't fit in with our group because Pisces feels like they're better than us. And I think that's the whole reason that you have been holding back. Because once you take the spotlight, once you take the spotlight, that leaves you open to all sorts of criticism. And so I feel like you have to do it in one fell swoop. Not only are you going to take the spotlight, but you're going to stand up and say, no, I need to do this on my own. And I don't think you guys can follow me where I'm going. Let's find out with this 4 of Pentacles what's going on here. We've got I was just looking, before I put this down, I was looking at that Ace of Pentacles holding in the hand with the 3 around. It feels like the reason you're holding back, excuse me, is because you've built a foundation with people in the 6 of Pentacles. And it feels like with this Ace of Pentacles in the hand of the page that you now see some sort of opportunity that's materializing in the distance. And I feel like they're the people that are around you, whatever relationship they have with you. I think they are just people who you usually talk to, who you usually bounce things off of. Like it feels like friends, family. It does feel like you're ready to put in the hard work on a new opportunity, but it doesn't feel like you're taking anybody with you. It's like the person who's in the band and decides they're going solo. That's what it feels like here. We've got the 10 of Wands. Look, we talked about it here, what's under the surface. 10 of Wands is showing up here to warn you that you can't carry everybody. You can't carry them financially. You can't always be the rock. You can't always be the one who is there for everyone. It's time for you to let go of the burden and take the path on your own towards an opportunity that's going to require you to make decisions that other people are not going to like. You are going to probably end up moving. It feels like the 5 of Pentacles tells me a departure is coming up. So I feel like you're departing from the job, departing from your family's home. It feels like maybe you're moving across the country. I feel like what you're doing is you're unburdening yourself of the 5 of Pentacles. Because I feel like when you take your power back, you're going to realize you had more time, effort, energy, and money than you had when you were supporting the supporting person, helping everyone else out. So I feel like people are going to feel pushed out to the outside looking in, but really this has been the biggest burden for you, and that's why you've been holding back. You want to go to the new opportunity, but it feels like that's why you've been holding back, because you don't want to hurt anybody. The Two of Pentacles does bring up the King of Wands. It's time to take an action and make a decision, is what it's saying here. I feel like you have enough wisdom, Pisces, to know that the action that you're taking is not against anyone, but for yourself. And so I feel like you are taking action, because in the past I feel like you just stayed in the wobble and you didn't make the decision. And it's time for you to do that now. We've got the Moon energy here. Maybe this is a question of, do I have enough wisdom, right? When the Moon shows up, it's things are not as they seem. And so it does feel like you do have what you need to take action, but you're unsure of what's going to happen once you tell people, make the decision, and actually start taking action to move forward and go get what it is that is in your future. What's waiting in the Moon energy, friend, is the Three of Swords. And I have a feeling that you already know that, because, well, you have a knowing, right, Pisces? No matter where it comes up in your chart, you have a knowing. Your decision is going to break other people's hearts or disappoint them, and some of them are going to see it as a complete and total betrayal. So you might be starting a business, and they might think, well, if you're starting a business, why can't I work for you? Or something like that. I feel like this King of Swords, now that I've looked at everything here, the King of Swords is giving me this energy of people might end up attacking you verbally and questioning your motives and saying, you know, the King of Swords in the reverse is not only hurtful, but is somebody who is trying to deter you with their words. They're not very supportive, and it can be a bit of character assassination. So it feels like you have an intimate connection with a group of people, or maybe you're in a relationship, but it feels like somebody here is going to, once they can't stop you, because no one stops the Emperor, right? Once they can't stop you from making your decision, they're going to try and mentally dismantle you in order to make you stay. We've got the Star here. I don't think it's going to work. We've got the Two of Cups here, but you are going to see people for who they are. I feel like you are the Star, my friend, and you're going to start to see people that you thought were in the Two of Cups with you, people you really shared intimate emotional things with, whether that's a best friend or a group of people. It could be somebody that you really confided emotional stuff in. You're going to see some of those people turn, and that is what I think you've been trying to avoid. But I don't think you're going to be able to avoid it, because you are not in control of other people's of the way other people perceive you or the things that you're doing for yourself. There are going to be some people who are not happy for you. We've got the Nine of Wands. I feel like you're not going to take it. It feels like this Nine of Wands is like, you know what, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm burnt out. I've given you everything. I've deepened the bond. I've shared everything with you. And now you're going to try and take me apart, dismantle me with your words. It feels like you will walk away hurt. It feels like you will limp away from this, but it feels like the Star tells me your wish fulfillment is here and you will heal from this, but it may take some time. Let's look at the Eight of Pentacles. What are you working on, friend? Tell me what this is all about. It feels like you are going to be taking the position of the top dog. So either you are made the president of a company or the vice president, or you are somebody who starts your own business, your own corporation, or building your own house. I don't know what it is, but it really is a big deal. And it's going to put you public facing. It feels like it's going to put you in the spotlight, and that you are going to become a person of influence. And I feel like the people around you are uncomfortable with that. And not for any sinister reason. It's because they are uncomfortable with themselves doing such a thing. Therefore, they're trying to talk you out of it. So we have the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands, I'm going to say that even though you have all the analytics, all the details, you've worked on yourself, you've worked on the project and the details of the project, it feels like it's uncertain, I would say, because the Page of Wands, you can't really count on what the Page of Wands is going to do. It could go left, it could go right. And the Page of Wands is just going to be the one who's going to do it, decide to do it on the moment, and then go for it. So I feel like although you do have an honest and truthful plan in place, I feel like there still are people who are going to get in your head and make you feel like at any moment it could turn. I think you're going to make a bold move anyway, because the Queen of Wands is here and is resilient. And I think that's who you are. I think you've fallen many times and scraped your knees, but you've gotten up anyway and carried on. But I feel like the Two Wands tells me that your plan will go to fruition. There's one in the hand of the Page, one in the hand of the Queen, and I feel like you're taking action. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, yeah. I feel like whatever it is that you're taking action on here, friends, you are doing it alone, because the 8 and the 1 is 9. You're doing it by yourself because you are confident that it's going to work. I don't think you're necessarily confident that it may not wobble out the gate, I'm going to say. It may start as a limp, but I feel like eventually you will heal and you will begin to run, because this 3 of Wands is in the reverse. The 3 of Wands to me doesn't usually come up in the reverse unless you're pretty sure that you don't need to wait any longer, that you can actually just go ahead and do it. The Queen of Swords is here to liberate you. Just liberating myself. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with me. I'm just going to say it as it is. And some people are not going to be happy with that. There are going to be some people who are going to present to you as the King of Swords in the reverse. And you know what? It feels like the people you trusted the most, the ones that you had the deepest relationships with, they're going to turn on you. That's what it feels like. We've got the 6 of Swords. And so I feel like you're leaving something behind. This particular depiction to me shows me with somebody looking over their shoulder, and they don't know what's in front of them, right? Because you've got the moon here. They don't know what's in front of them, but they do know that I've got to get out of this place of chaos, and I've got to go into the calmest area that I can. It's time for me to unload whatever people are thinking and saying about me. I've just got to go ahead and do it, because I feel like you're about to be a person of influence who is in the spotlight. Others are going to follow you without you even asking, and I think that's what threatens other people that are already in your friendship group, your family, or in a relationship with you. They feel like it's going to take you away from them, and they're probably right. I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to be in the extended, please come follow us in the pinned comment above the comments. You'll see that there are 2 links there. One for the membership, that's where all the extendeds go, and one for the Hypsee site, and that's where you can book me for a private reading. If any of this resonates with you, I am caught up on all those readings. So right now would be a good time to book. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back, because I am always back, Pisces. See you in the extended if that's where you are, but if not, I'll be back here anyway. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.